Hey, everybody, it's Professor Evans here. It's Wednesday, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is just your midweek check in. First off, first purpose of this check in is just to remind you of some due dates. So, tonight by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, you should have submitted your first response to our discussion board of the week, which is centered around self plagiarism. Do you believe self plagiarism is really cheating? I've read some of your answers so far. This is a really sort of divisive topic. Um, some people think you really can't cheat off of yourself, while other people see it a little bit differently. So I will tell you that my stance is I try to play devil's advocate, meaning whatever opinion you take in my response to you, I will try to take the opposite to push your thinking a little bit. So don't take that as me instigating you. I'm not. At least that's not my intention. I'm just trying to push the thinking and maybe get some other people to chime into the discussion. So that's sort of the stance I take in this discussion board. But I am in the midst of grading your discussion boards from last week and your plot literary responses. I try to give you roughly about a paragraph's worth of feedback, and I try to be as specific as possible in terms of what I see as the strengths and areas of improvement. If you feel like the feedback is unclear, please reach out to me and I will try to clarify it for you. Okay. So I want to talk about the assignment that you hopefully will start planning and working on either today or tomorrow, right? Because it's due this Sunday. And the assignment is your literary response for setting. So my advice to you always is read through the assignment carefully and figure out what it is you have to do. So I look down at the prompt, first of all, and it says choose one of the readings from this unit. But then it says down here units 1 or 2. So that's why I say read carefully. You can choose either units 1 or 2. And in a well-crafted 2-page essay, respond to the following prompt. Again, choose one of the stories or poems from units 1 or 2. Analyze the setting place and the setting mood and how this setting and mood shape the story. Sounds like a complicated question, but it isn't really. Here's how I would break it down. You're looking at the physical place, right? And then you're looking at sort of the feeling of that place. So if you were writing this essay about a haunted house story, how does the setting being in a haunted house and sort of the feeling that gives you, why is that important to the story? Why is it important that the story is set here? Why is it important that you feel the way you felt during this part of the story? So that's what it's really asking you for, the physical place and then the emotion it creates. And then it gives you some bullet notes as to how to get this done, right? Read through all the instructions of the assignment, which we've just done. Select all or read all of the unit 1 or 2 resources, which hopefully you've already done or are in the process of getting done. Select one story or poem to write about. We're not doing a compare and contrast here. You're not choosing all poems. You're not, saying, oh, in these 3, nope, 1, and stick with it. So assume, this is really important too, your audience for this essay is people who have read the story. So you do not need to give me a 1-page or a 1-paragraph summary of, I Too Sing America. You don't need to give me a 1-paragraph summary of All Summer in a Day. Not necessary. Assume that I have read it. You will need to use text examples. Please be specific. Do not just say that one part where she did this thing. Be specific. Use page numbers if you can. Use specific quotes if you can. Your essay will have the following components: title page, okay, and make sure you're checking APA formatting for that. An introduction, a thesis at the end of the introduction that clearly states how setting shapes the story. If I could give you one piece of advice, folks, I would say write your thesis first thing. That's why, because that gives your paper a focus. Some people write these really beautiful essays, but they're kind of all over the place and they're really well worded, but nothing kind of comes together. If you write your thesis first, then you will know that everything you write in that paper has to connect back to that thesis. Okay, so let's take a look down here. But I'll go through the other requirements. At least 2 supporting sections that defend your thesis, text support with properly cited in-text citations, a conclusion, and then a reference page. Reference page is just going to tell me the story that you got it from. 2 pages in length, title page, reference page, but they are not factored into the 2-page requirement. Okay, this is all your APA formatting stuff. So we're going to go ahead and skip that, and we're going to go down to thesis statement. So this is a little mini lesson on thesis statements. So you guys should read this over. But if I were writing a thesis statement, right? Let's say I took this one here. In Walt Whitman's poem, I Hear America Singing, it is apparent that the setting, place, and location shape the poem through the obvious American workers' locations and the tone and mood of triumph and hopefulness. Right? That's my thesis. I've covered my two things, right? I've talked about the physical place and I've talked about the emotion. And I'm going to now prove why those are apparent in the story, why they're important, and why they're present in the story. If I could share with you one sentence that you can add to your essay to immediately make it stronger, okay? Hopefully you guys can all see this doc right now. Even if you delete the sentence later on, and I actually think you probably should, always be thinking of this sentence whenever you include evidence, whenever you include examples. This connects to my thesis because. Now, you can't use my and I and we, but I think it's important that you're at least able to finish that sentence for each one of your examples. Okay? All right, guys, that is it. Good luck on your paper this week, and please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. Bye.